Welcome to the Beet Goes On podcast. Today we have Jennifer, and I met her when I was spray tanning. Wait, you guys were going on a company trip.
Yes.
Your husband works for
The Savannah Bananas. We met in the Savannah Bananas locker room.
Yes, I sprayed her and her hubs and some of the employees in the locker room. I took a picture just because I was like, I can't believe I'm in the Savannah Bananas locker room. So that's how we met, and then we quickly bonded.
Yes.
We definitely kindred spirits. She's very entrepreneurial, and I wanted to hear all about it, and she was interested in what I was doing, and we vibed immediately, exchanged info, and finally, that was forever ago. That was in the winter because it was
December.
cold. Real cold.
December cruise.
Were.
Oh my gosh, it was freezing.
Yeah, so that was winter. So it was so cold. I didn't think she thought it through. Like they were spray tanning, taking their clothes off in a cold locker room, but it was fun to be in there. But yeah, that's how we met. And here we are finally doing this interview. Long time coming, but tell everyone what you do and how we'll get later on your Instagrams and all that. Just tell name of the business and what you do and your why.
Sure. Well, I want to first start by saying that you were so impressive to me. The reason I had to call you was because I had a melanoma on my leg and I had just had surgery. Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
And so we talked about that passion for let's prevent cancer, right?
Yes.
My own, mess as a kid getting in the tanning beds and tanning out in Florida where I grew up. So I really appreciated that about you. And
I can't believe I forgot that. But we talked about like 100 things about
we
you're
did.
a fast talker just like me, which is why this is going to be a good podcast.
Absolutely, absolutely. So my name is Jennifer Naddy. I'm a certified pediatric nurse practitioner who then left practice to continue my business as a digital wellness coach with the Faster Way to Fat Loss.
Mm-hmm. And tell us a little bit about the Faster
Way to fat loss. That's okay. So the faster part is regarding intermittent fasting. And the fat loss is we don't pay attention to weight. We pay attention to our measurements and how our body composition is changing.
Gotcha.
Because, the scale is very a poor indicator of health.
Yes, it can be discouraging.
If you're building muscle and that sort of thing.
And it works both ways, too. If you're building muscle like me, I have a protein deficiency. I have a high metabolism. I struggle to keep weight on, and I own a company. So sometimes eating is forgotten. So even on the flip side of losing and gaining, it still is very discouraging. So I like that.
That is true. And I've had clients join who have trouble keeping weight on, and they've joined in order to build muscle and learn how to fuel their body properly. So, So in 2019, it was spring. I was in my closet, sitting on the carpet, taking out tubs of spring clothing and putting away winter clothing. Thank the Lord. I hate winter. And I was trying on shorts and realized that so many of them weren't buttoning. And here I am in my early 40s. I'm eating healthy. I'm working out. Nothing is working like it used to in my 20s, and I'm gaining weight around my middle. I'm like growing out of my size 8s. I refuse to buy size 10s, but I'm so uncomfortable in my clothing. And about that same time as I'm just feeling hopeless after trying keto, Weight Watchers, by the time you're in your 40s, you've done everything under the sun, and just so tired and frustrated and feeling like I'm never going to find something that's sustainable. A friend of mine then was sharing on Facebook about the Faster Way. And this is someone who's very private. So that struck me as, oh, okay, what is she talking about? Well, once I started looking into the Faster Way and I saw the science behind the fat loss as a nurse practitioner, I knew that all of these strategies worked. It's just the incredible...
you weren't sold like you knew.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was like,
that's what
this
impressed
looks
me about all of this is
good.
Because you're a nurse practitioner, and for you to choose this, it has to be.
I did my research.
The science has to work. Yes, exactly.
Absolutely. I still didn't tell anyone I was doing it because, that inner dialogue that says you failed 100 times at these things, you're going to fail at this and waste all your money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was me.
There's always that voice. You got to crush it.
I know. So I crushed it.
Yeah.
I started losing inches. I felt amazing. I could keep up with my kids. And I felt like, oh, this is sustainable. Like,
so you
I
felt
can eat
better.
cookies.
Not only did you feel like you looked better.
Oh, gosh. I felt amazing. I was sleeping better.
And how long into it did you start to feel?
So within just 3 to 4 weeks, I had lost the belly bloat and was feeling more energetic and sleeping better. And then I would say by 3 months, I was definitely dropping sizes.
Wow.
Probably by month 8, I was in a size 4.
And what is different? Like if somebody's like, I've tried the keto, the everything, tell us what's different about what you're doing now, because you have tried everything. And a lot of us have. I am turning 41 Monday. And I've noticed a major difference in my energy, and my skin. And I know that it's gut related. I do. I know that it's what I'm doing to my body, because I am a very active person, but we start to shift, so this isn't just about weight loss. It's about being healthy. So that's why I wanted you to go into that, because that part of it's equally as important as the weight.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
As a nurse practitioner, my passion is to help people prevent disease, to not get cancer, to not get diabetes, whatever it is. I want people to be healthy. It's not about being in a bikini at this age. It's about not having a heart attack.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, I told you my mom had a heart attack at 47, quadruple bypass. And
it's so young.
It's so young because it's genetic. And I also have all those cardiac markers because I've done a DNA test.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to have that. And so I'm breaking that cycle. I'm just stopping that for my family, and my boys are paying attention, right? So now my boys are tracking their protein and building muscle.
And so this helps you track all of that, and it has meal plans and everything in there, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. So this is a research-backed app. It has a water tracker, a fasting timer. It has food trackers. I have fresh meal plans every week. This is basically a tool I'm using to help other women get healthy, and men. We have a men's program. We have daily workouts that are filmed every week in the Faster Way studio in Clearwater, Florida. Yes. So they're never going to be like you're popping in the VHS. I'm aging myself and just doing the same thing over and over again. These trainers I've watched for 5 years get stronger, and I'm getting stronger with them. So it's very encouraging. I use a platform called Social Glow for my community. So this is our private group where we can post selfies, ask questions, cheer for each other. And so that's part of that one-on-one coaching and community that makes it stick. Yes. Because you can learn all these habits as long as you want.
That's why Beet Tan stuck, is because the community that we have with the sprayers. It's exactly, I was just telling the girls on the phone outside which is why I'm dripping sweat. The same thing. Community is so important because it's so easy to steer away. It's almost accountability, but it's support too. I love that it has that same. I love that it has a community because the support is so needed, especially in this area of your life, because it's so easy to get discouraged. And when you hear that 5 other people are going through the same thing, 5, 50, how many other people, even if it's one other person, you feel like you're not alone. You don't feel alone. And then in our 40s, I think too, our generation has kind of changed some, but I think that we start to need it more. We're taught to like independence and whatever in our early 20s. So we're trying to figure out everything on our own. And then we just come right back to community and needing that. And when it's involved with your health and your weight, and it's so needed. So I love that it has that aspect. It's something that I truly believe in. I love my Beet Tan community. So that was really attractive to me. I go to a private Pilates instructor. I just love Pilates.
I do too.
And then when I was looking, and Jennifer's like, come on, you're coming on the podcast. You need to sign up. You need to get figure this out. And I was like, I know I do. This year has been nuts. But I'll tell you what's attractive to me and why I'm going to do it. I want to do it mainly for the meal plans. I read through everything that you sent me. I did my research. And at first I was confused. I thought it was, and I'm saying this because I want it to help someone else out there that's like, oh yeah, another thing. I want to tell you what's different for me and why I want to do it. I caught myself like getting recipes off of Instagram and Googling things. And I love my Pilates instructor, and I'm going to go to her. Her name is Betsy. I'm going to continue to go to her, 2-3 times a week. And I do some of the exercises she teaches me at home. However, there are those days it will be so nice to just pick this up and have a different exercise to do on the Saturday morning when you've got some free time. But my favorite part was the meals, because I was like, what am I doing? I'm like looking up stuff on Instagram. I don't know who these people are. I don't know if what they're educated. I don't know if this works. And I'm scrolling on TikTok and Instagram to get recipes sometimes. And I'm like, that's silly. That's what Jennifer.
The Faster Way has registered dietitians that put these meal plans together.
Yes, that's what I wanted you to talk about.
I help people with their personal macros, right? So how many carbs are you going to eat a day to have the energy to run like you run every single day? And how much protein are you going to need? How much fat? I mean, those are our macros, right? Our large nutrients.
That's my favorite part
too. So I teach women how to do that, but you've got those meal plans every week. So I just look through them. It's so easy. I don't have to think. And workout, same thing. I don't have to think. I just push play. I do it. It's phenomenal.
Yes. So even if you are a part of a gym or like me, you go to privates. I also love Betsy dearly. So it's like therapy for me to go in and do my little private Pilates. Actually, I say little, it's hard.
It is hard.
But I was thinking, because I slowed down, I was like, yay, I'm finally getting Jennifer on the podcast. And I was like, shoot, let me do the research on her company, more research. We had talked a lot about it, but life got in the way. And then when I came back to it, I was like, well, dang, I've just been missing out. That was the most attractive thing to me. But I'm also happy because I did the research and I knew that I could ask the questions that I had after doing the research that I know that the listeners will have as well. So we've got the exercise, which changes. I love that it changes. Yeah. We've all signed up for those apps and it's repetitive. So I love that it changes. I love that there's a meal plan. I love that it tracks. So tell everything. As someone who's like dumb to it, like I go to my primary care physician, get blood work, and I'm like, I have a protein deficiency. Now what do I do? Like, how does it help you keep up with that side of things?
So as a nurse practitioner, I can draw from that knowledge to help my clients individually, help them with their macros, help them with supplements. I heard you mention something about taking vitamin D.
Yes.
So I have extensively researched supplements. So I help them with that. So if you've never done this before, basically you're going to be trained for 6 weeks in how to practice intermittent fasting safely, how to fuel your body well, how to do carb cycling. It sounds foreign. It's not that difficult. And we are going to just have one-on-ones. We're going to have community Zooms to encourage each other. Now, after that 6 weeks, what do? You're not on your own. Then it's a VIP membership. So it's a month-to-month membership. And every month, our pro trainers change the workouts. So you're not even doing sets of 3. Now you're doing sets of 2 supersets, and the second set's going to be slow. Right? So it's keeping us from plateauing. Change. We're changing our macros occasionally. This is all to keep us from plateauing, to keep us burning fat, and to keep us engaged. And we have live leg days. So I've met these trainers face to face and worked out with them. We had a live leg day in Atlanta a few weeks ago, and I'm going to Dallas in June to meet with
Dallas in June. What are you going for? What date?
June 8th.
I'm going the 9th through the 11th. I'll be there. What? I have this big boutique summit. My favorite author is speaking, so I'll be in Dallas. That's funny.
Okay, so we'll have to link up. You want to come June 8th morning and do a live leg day with us, it's fun. It's a great workout. That is the Lord right there. But then they have inspiring, people who have transformed their lives. So then you get to meet people face to face and not just see them on the app or see them on Instagram. And that is what keeps us going. There's power in that proximity, right?
I believe that for sure. That's so cool. Well, I'm definitely going to do it. I think, we met on a whim and then I just kept following her and I'm like, for one, she's just a great human, very positive. I love what you post and I'm not a big scroller. I only look at a handful of people and I'll change it up every now and then, but you really do post some really positive things about life, about being a woman, about being, you know what I mean? You have a whole different. This isn't just all she does. She's got. So tell about what else do you have going on other than this? Tell so that the audience can understand you and as Jennifer, not just as
okay. So besides my business, one of the reasons I stopped being a nurse practitioner is so that I could spend more time with my family. Yeah. I used to homeschool my kids. I have 3 boys, 1 in high school, 2 in college, and then of course my husband of 24 years. And I want to have as much time with them as possible. And so having that flexibility in what I do, it being digital, just makes it so easy. So we all lift weights. My boys they're great kids. We go to CBC church. My husband, of course, we moved here to Savannah because he started working with the Savannah Bananas. Yeah. So he's the VP of finance and also somehow IT because those finance people, they learn how to solve problems. So he helps with IT and I help with merch.
And Savannah Bananas has grown. I mean, we're like now
It's exploded.
Yeah. What a good environment to be around such creatives while you're starting your own business too.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I was thinking that when I met you, I was like, man, this is just a good environment because they're so creative.
Yes.
And so kind.
Yes. It's always fans first, right?
Yes. But when I first heard about Savannah Bananas, I was like, what?
Right.
And
I think most people
what?
thought that.
I mean, I listened to I don't remember what podcast, but he was on a big podcast. He's been on a few.
Jesse Cole.
Yeah, Jesse. And it was about his email marketing. Just his email marketing alone is genius. I guess it's interactive. You get the ticket. There's way. And I made my emails more interactive because of that podcast.
That's awesome.
So it's kind of crazy. Yeah. But I think it's really cool how you got placed in such a creative, creative, energetic space that is only helpful to you. And does your husband, does he do all the stuff? Does he do all the exercises, the meal plans, everything?
Oh, with the Faster Way. So
because there's a mail part to it.
There is a mail program. He has joined me. He has learned all the principles and does enjoy the workouts. It's so funny. He was like, "Oh, sure, I'll do a workout with you," and thinking it was going to be something really easy.
Oh yeah.
He was huffing and puffing and sweating like crazy.
And her husband's a buff dude.
He is. He's done bodybuilding in the past.
Yeah.
And unlike me, he is self-motivated, whereas I need that community. I need that plan to get me moving off the couch.
And I need the community that's going to somewhat hold me accountable.
Yes.
I don't want to be blown up, but I do like that. I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going to miss this person, or they might miss me, or I told them I would do this, or they're going to be there and I'm not. That little bit of FOMO helps.
It does.
It
Absolutely.
really does.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about the meal part of it. And I'm telling you guys, like, I do Pilates and I work out and I run my dog and I do all of that. But the other day when I was snapshotting recipes, I was like, why haven't I done this yet? Like, it's simplified. I'm a very busy person. Where before I was like, I'm too busy. I can't think about this right now. The other day it clicked. I was like, actually, I need this because I'm a busy person.
You're busy. Exactly.
So that's what I really wanted, because I'm guilty of meeting her in December and going, no, but this is a really good point to make. And then doing some research on it and then realizing it's for the busy person.
It is.
So I think that's a really good point to put out there.
Quick and efficient. The meals are delicious. All of my clients, I've had no complaints. And if you don't like fish, that's the only thing. Like, I don't like fish. So what? Add chicken or turkey. It doesn't matter.
It's still a protein. Exactly.
It's not legalistic. It's very fluid in what you need. So yes, the kids love it. They are great recipes. And we're going to do a smoothie challenge in a couple weeks. So that's going to be really fun. We'll get all new smoothie recipes. So there's always monthly challenges. In October, we'll do a sugar detax, of course, because it's October. So there's always different challenges to engage.
I love that your kids are involved in it, which your kids are older now. There's some kind of app. My friend Courtney is involved in it now, where kids and chores. It's the same thing. It works. It's accountability and community. And the kids game, it's almost like a video game, but you get the points for chores in the house.
Nice.
And her kids are young, and she's a single mom of 3
Gamifying
kids,
is a huge thing.
And she cannot rave it. And she's a co-founder of a different thing. So I don't know how Homegirl has time, but I think it's just been such a relief for her to have something like that for her kids now, because she
doesn't have to nag them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, but we still need that as adults.
And our app actually has gamification just like that. So as you track your food and as you track your water, you get stars. And so then they said, in the new year, when you get 150 stars, we're sending you a t-shirt. So there's this other aspect to the app to keep that competitive person going.
Yeah. And it's not even about the t-shirt. It's just about winning.
I love that.
It's just like, I'm winning something.
I love that about you.
Is there anything else that you want to touch on about the app and about the business?
Well, just for whoever's listening and watching, I am having a Mother's Day special. So I'm starting a new 6 weeks this Monday, and we do have a coupon code. This is the 6 weeks training in the app, and then afterwards, VIP membership and all of that goes along with that. And then once you learn the program and you see what it's like to work with me, well, then there's the opportunity to become an ambassador and share it with others. So then you earn commission and I get new clients to help, right?
Oh, that's awesome.
And then that next step would be, well, I want to do this myself. I want to make significant income while doing what I love and coaching other women. And so then, I have 6 coaches that work with me that I've trained.
Awesome.
And 2 of them, this is what they do for their full-time income. And so this is another opportunity for
what a rewarding
women
thing to do too. Yeah, that's awesome. And how do they find you? Tell the exact, and we'll have it in the show notes too, but.
Sure. So my name is Jennifer Naddy, Naddy, like daddy. My husband calls himself Daddy Natty.
I love that.
And so Jennifer Naddy, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and I've just recently started TikTok. The past 2 TikToks
TikTok's hard. It's hard
me saying, this is me practicing for my podcast, so I don't say 100 times.
You can say on this podcast. I say it. I've already probably said it like 10 times.
I have.
I love it.
I love that.
Of course, Missy's counting. No, actually, Kate Petite, which was the one that aired this week, amazing. She's like, I need to work on my ums. I was like, girl, ums are welcome on the Beet Goes On because we're from this. It's just what we do.
Wow.
It's hard to break, but
I'm
glad you practice not. I need to practice not saying
I'm the kind of person that has to Google what to do as a guest on a podcast.
Oh, you didn't have to do that. This is so laid back. And we'll have you on again. I want to follow your progress. We like to keep the episode short and sweet because otherwise everyone's busy. When we were doing them longer, they weren't getting as many downloads because people were fast. But also, it's a good excuse to have you on again.
Thank you.
So we can follow the progress, and hopefully, we get you some business from this. But it's not even about getting the business; it's about helping people's lives and helping people get healthier and feel better. I know I've said it 5 times already. I'm really excited about the meal plan. I was like snapshotting with my best friend those recipes, and I told her I was like, I don't even know if these people know what they're doing, if this is healthy, if this is what I need to be eating. I met this wonderful woman named Jennifer. She's about to be on the podcast. This is why I should do it. Sometimes you have to have a why. I'm really busy and I will eat unhealthy. I live in downtown Savannah. Everything around me is Southern and fried, everything. So I have to eat at home if I'm going to eat healthy. I have to. So that's what was my big why.
Good.
And to help
and I
me
can help you eat out.
Yes.
And know what choices to make.
I love that. See,
right?
I didn't know that. I'm glad I said that.
So that's what this coaching is all about.
I love that.
Well, I'm excited you're joining me.
Yes. And we'll put everything, how to find Jennifer, in the show notes. Please try it. I think it's I met her in December. I'm definitely going to move forward with it for my mind, for my health. And I think everybody should give it a try.
Absolutely. Join me.
Yeah,
I'm
she knows
super
what she's
excited.
doing, y'all. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Michelle.
And we'll have you back on for sure.
Thank you so much.